What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm back in the shop. So I know it's been a minute, but it's time to get on this pure stock because it's time for it to go. Enjoy the video. Alrighty, so when I say it's time for this thing to go, I know you guys are probably thinking, why is he getting rid of the pure stock? No, it is time to get this thing ready to go to the blaster. So I've gotten that lined up with the company that's gonna blast this frame. So he told me that I need to get as much of the components, like steering components, front end components, the rear end, anything off of this car that does not need to be blasted. So I've got a little break and a little bit of downtime on working on the enduro cars and the other race cars for now. So I decided, after popular demand, after you guys have been asking and asking, to come out here and work on this a little bit. But I do have some unfortunate news. You may have noticed that, well, you haven't yet, but now you do. The engine is back. So unfortunately, it did not work out with Clark over at Southern Speed for him to be able to do my engine. He got extremely busy and had some things come up. And so it kind of set me back about 2 or 3 months with the motor. So I hate to say it, but I'm about 99% positive, just because of funds and because of the time crunch, that I'm not gonna be anywhere close to being able to race this car for the 2023 season. It does make me sad, but at the same time, I'm able to shift some of my attention to other builds. And we have some behind the scenes builds that we're doing right now that we haven't showed you guys yet. That's coming soon, but it is a little bit, it does hurt just a little bit because I just do not have the funds to be able to take my engine to the machine shop and get everything done like real quick, and then also spend the money on a body. I'm still looking for a 9-inch rear end for this car, and so I'm still looking for a lot of things. Even though I have purchased a few things, like I've purchased the clutch assembly, I've gotten the transmission, I've gotten the shifter brackets, stuff like that. I'm way behind, and I know that Austin and them make fun of me and say, hey, this is a long build series. You're probably gonna be on part 474, but I enjoy this car, and I really do like that I have some time to make it right and to make it, you know, what it is today. So in the last video on this thing, you guys saw that I got the all the framework done. I even tested this thing out with a little bit of yellow. I thought that looked good, even though that's not the color I'm going with. But the agenda for tonight, while the family is asleep, is to try to tackle this front end to see if I can get all of this off. I need to get the steering box off, the steering shaft. I need to get the brake booster off. I need to get all of the rotors and everything off, this front nose, all of this miscellaneous parts off of the car, like all these hoses and all this wiring and stuff like that. And also clean up all of this junk and get everything off to where I can also take the leaf springs and the rear end out and that. So I'm gonna get at it. I have never taken anything apart this heavy duty. You guys can see here that the Legend car is super easy to take off. It's just a couple of 3/4 wrenches and it goes. And also this thing's been sitting so long, I'm not sure if most of these bolts will probably be seized up, which I'm gonna guess is gonna be just like the lug nuts and stuff were. But I'm gonna try to tackle it anyway. So I'm gonna set you guys up and see how far I can get. After a lot of frustration and aggravation, it is off, kinda. I still gotta get this lower ball joint to break free. But guys, believe it or not one bolt was seized up, or one nut was not seized up. So every single one of them broke free. I had one heck of a time trying to figure out the order that this stuff comes off. Now that I kind of see what's going on, it'll be a little bit easier, hopefully, on that other side. But now it is your time to shine for all of you guys who know exactly what's going on. So this is what I need all of your help on. If you know what shocks I need, please let me know, because them are gone. If you know what steering components I need, or if like Weir's Machine or anything make steering components for these cars that I can buy, I'd like to replace that. And also the best ball joints and stuff that I need to replace these. Now, last question. You guys tell me, is this thing supposed to move up and down real easy? I'm pretty sure that rod is supposed to be able to pivot really easy for this thing to go up and down. That connects right here, so y'all let me know. But never done something this heavy duty before. Had no idea the right order. Had no idea that it was gonna take this long. For you guys, that wasn't that long. But for me, I've been out here, see, it's almost 9:40. So that right there took me about an hour and 25 minutes just on this side to almost kind of get this off. So I'm not going to show you guys the other side. You know what that looks like, but it's going to take me a little bit longer than I thought to do that side. So I'm going to see if I can tackle it and come back and show you guys if that side's off. If not, if I can't get it, I'll probably move to that steering box or move to this steering components, and probably more than likely call it a night. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get everything done tonight that I want to, but we'll see. So I'm going to get on that side, see if it'll come off a little bit easier, clean this up, and see y'all in a second. This side is off. Came off a lot quicker, and the reason is all this stuff was seized pretty much on this side. So I just cut it all. Got my grinder out, cut everything, and said, oh well, because it's getting all new brake lines. I did go ahead and get this off because this will no longer be needed. So that's going to the garbage. I got to let you guys know that I've got to refabricate this. So we'll not be needing any of this anymore. This is an automatic setup, so do not need this. So I'm gonna end up cutting all this out and refabricating a better system here for a manual transmission. But on the positive note, all this is ready to go as far as the front end. Besides taking this gearbox off, which I'm going to do here in a second. Everything has been coming off fairly easy, minus just a few things. So once I get this steering box off real quick, if it's not too much of a pain, more than likely, I'm probably going to wrap it up. It's about 11 o'clock, and I got a lot more done on this. I thought in this video that I was going to try to tackle the rear end. There's no way this late at night and how heavy that thing is that I'm going to try to do that by myself. Not a wise idea. But before we finish, I do want to shout out On For You Lights. That is one of the companies that have sent us a bunch of lights. They actually just sent me another light, which is going to be a floodlight for my shop. But I want to let you guys know how much I appreciate you guys subscribing to SWE Racing and also to Outfits Garage. Mr. Russell is so close. Glenn Racing has reached out to me and has claimed his prize. And we've got one more giveaway left with outfits. So you guys make sure you go over to his channel and comment on his giveaway video to put you guys in for the running to receive a really awesome gift. I'm not going to tell you guys what Glenn won yet, and I'm not going to tell you guys what the giveaway is. You just have to go check that out. So I'm going to get the steering box off, try to clean up a little bit more of the front of this car so that the front can be done, where all we have left to do is just miscellaneous things in the back. So we'll get to it, and I'll come right Done. Man, this is awesome. Look how bare it is. They had the shaker screen up here. I was able to get it off. I still have to get a little bit of this metal off. I'm not too sure what these were for. Maybe adjustable radiator slides, or I don't know. Maybe y'all know. I don't know what they were there for, but they were there for something. But I got the steering rack out, so that's good to know that that's gone. I went ahead and just cut them brake lines because I watched on Outfit's Garage how they replaced brake lines, so I'm more than likely going to plumb new brake lines all the way back. But I'm happy with this. This was that automatic transmission cooler. Crazy enough, but that transmission fluid is 20-something years old. But I'll end up cutting this out. Don't need that little bit of cooler because I'm going to manual, so it's over there. So I'll cut this out before I take it to the frame machine. But the crazy part is this thing's getting lighter and lighter. Like, I can move this whole entire frame. But I do see a little bit of a bend here, you can tell. So I'm going to get my torch later on and just put a little bit of bend back in this. I'm not sure if any of this has to be cut or modified for my new body that's going on. But this thing did have a bunch of these mounts and stuff, or these risers for the old hood, but not too sure what we're gonna do with them. But I'm happy with this. This thing is solid. This thing does come off, so I'm probably gonna get that taken off as well, just to make sure that all these bolts stay clean. But other than that, almost ready to be put on a trailer. So what I plan on doing is I've got my big jack here and it's already on jack stand. So I'm gonna actually lift this thing way up and then just back my trailer right in and then move it out. So last thing to do is get this rear end out. I've got to take all this off. So all the leaf springs, rear end, all that. It shouldn't be too hard. But again, I've got some rust or some pinch points and stuff right up here. But I am going to have to take all these shocks and stuff off and figure out how to get these off. More than likely, going to be buying these. These are nasty and old. So shocks definitely going on it. Going to cut this out. Don't need this. And just clean up a little bit of the frame. Take this out. And like I mentioned, cut this out. So, man, I tell you what, I hate that I have left you guys hanging on this build, but I'm glad that I'm able to get back out here and get this much done to it. Again, we are in enduro racing mode, and so we're working on enduro cars, but I decided that tomorrow, since my in-laws are coming down from Minnesota, I'd come out here into the shop and get this done. And this is just one of them things that you always think about and you're like, man, if I just need to get this done, but I don't want to do it. And then when you get it done, you're like, man, I should have done it a long time ago because it wasn't that bad. It was one of them things. But I need you guys to kind of fill me in on this stuff. I know I'm going to talk to Mr. Steve Edens. And it's also cool that Mr. Russell at Outfit's Garage has this exact same car. So I can get some tips and pointers from them on what to buy. But if you guys recommend or know of anything that I'm doing that I need to change, or that Weir's machine, if you say, hey, I'm gonna have to go back and or if you can recommend any Where's Machine parts for me to put on this. I'm gonna have to go back and watch. I know that whenever Tim Nash at Old Number 7 Garage was building his modified, that they offered a bunch of different things for like the steering rack, because I don't like how them bolts on that one arm go through the chassis frame there, and you can't get the nut back on. So I remember him doing something on his suspension, so I'm gonna go back and watch that. But I support all kind of YouTube channels, guys. It's not just about mine. That's why I'm doing these giveaways with Bobby and Steve and Outfits Garage, and Jack, because I'm all about growing other channels as well, but also growing mine. So if you guys haven't already, go check the Jack Racing out, Outfits Garage. Of course, Chase Holland Racing. We love Chase Holland over there. Steve Edens, Trezian Racing, Matthew Trevenbach, all of them, everybody that you can, guys. If they're, you know, small town racers, show your support by subscribing to the channels, help them grow, spread the wealth. So I'm gonna call it a night. It's about midnight. I'm gonna go in here and get me a bath, get in the bed, hit the gym in the morning, and enjoy my in-laws. So thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight in the shop. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, sorry it's been a minute since we've been on the pure stock, but we're trying to get everything that we're gonna race ready. So see you guys in the next video. Peace.